see you there. Welcome to another episode of the Corona Diaries. Episode of the Corona Diaries, I am yet again commentating on one of my races. This one being my first ever Australian Junior Track and Field Championships. For a bit of background, I qualified for the 2019 Australian Junior Track and Field Championships in both the 1500 metres and the 3000 metres. I had only just scraped in the 3000 metres and the 1500 metres, only gained the qualifying times by split seconds. To qualify, I had run a 9:25 3000 metres and a 4:20 1500 metres. Therefore, I was definitely an underdog and not expected to do anything major in these championships. My first event at the championships was the 1500 metres. The 1500 metres went to a straight final and we had 23 runners in the final. I ended up running a time of 4:17, which was a 3-second PB. This was quite big for me as I'd run 4:20 on 3 different occasions. I ran roughly 4:20.1 to 4:20.4 on 3 different races. So I was quite happy to go under 4:20, and this gave me lots of confidence going into the 3000 metres the next day. So with that, let's get into the 3000 metre final. Alright, so we're about to get started here, and we false started, which is never good. If you watched my last video, we also false started at National Cross. So obviously our age groups are in a pretty energetic bunch. So we actually get underway here. I'm at the top row, and we went out super fast. Like, I'm pretty sure we went for the first 100 in about, 14-15 seconds, which is very quick, especially for a distance guy like myself. I'm wearing the fluoro spikes, and it's kind of hard to see me, but I'm in the maroon kit as I was in the last video, and we come through here. I'm about the back of the mid pack, so just stay nice, relax. Went through on 31 high, which is pretty ridiculous, especially because we're at pretty much 14 at the time, and that's very quick for 3000 meters. We definitely slow here a little bit, but the pace is still on. You can't actually see me here, you might have just seen me out shot. I'm number 23. So I wasn't, as I said in the intro, I was not a contender for this race. But here I am sitting, I'm kind of almost getting dropped here. But I put a bit of a surge in, stay off the main pack. We are going through the first 400 in like 68. Or 67 high. I go through in about 69, which is very quick. That's on for like, 8:35-ish. So, of course, we weren't going to keep that pace. There was no Queensland or Australian records set in this race, but it was still a very quick one, as you'll see. So, at the front, we've got Andy Laycock from New South Wales. He's had some interesting haircuts. He's very much a front runner, so he was pushing the pace really hard early on, and Flynn Pumper was sitting behind him. Also behind him was Lachlan Cornelius. You might recognise him from the last video. He actually won the national cross-country race. And you also got Theo Christians there, who has run really good fast times. He's run 8:45 for the 3K. So I'm just in shot here. I'm just behind the guy in the grey kit. I'm kind of just sitting in the pack. My goal for this race was to break 9:10. So I was just sitting on the main pack. I have no idea what pace we were running. We weren't getting splits yelled at us or anything, but they did have clocks, so timers at both the 200 and the 400 mark. So I guess I could have a gauge a little bit as how fast I was running. I was feeling very comfortable. I was very relaxed compared to other races. I usually get very nervous, but in this race I was very calm, and I just knew what I had to do. So obviously the pace is slowing a bit now. We went through in about 73 for that second lap. But yeah, it's still very quick, and especially because I don't think anyone had broken 9 yet for our age. So yeah, we're about to come up to the 1K mark, and I'm pretty sure we're exactly on pace for 9 minutes, which is very good, especially because my PB at the time was 9:25. So we come up here, pretty much the same order. Andy Laycock still at the front, Flynn Pumper sitting behind him, and then we had a fall here. Hamish Hart, one of the favourites for the race, tripped over, and I actually had to hurdle over him. But he got up very quickly, and he was back into the race, and he's actually coming off my shoulder now. So yeah, that was great that it didn't affect his race too much. But anyway, that you never like to see that, and it takes energy out of everyone, especially having to hurdle someone, and steeplechase coming soon, as you know. So yeah, pretty much the same order. The paces are slowing a little bit, so I think we're running like 74s now. But yeah, pretty much the same order. You've got all the big dogs at the front. Freddie Leeton as well. You'll see what he does later in the race. But yeah, he's a good runner from Victoria. As he a bit of a wider shot here. You can see me just tax behind the guy, the two dark blue Victorians, as we rolling through to about, 1,300 meters in, almost halfway. So it's around here where I'm starting to move my way up the pack a bit. I've recognised there's probably going to be made very soon, so I've been proactive moving up. So my tactics in this race weren't flawed very much. I raced really smart. As you can see, that guy pushed me a bit. You never like to see that. In the 1,500 meters, there was lots of pushing. We had lots of people in our final, so we had like 19 in our final. So that was interesting to say the least. You can't even see me in this shot yet, but I'm still moving my way up as we go through the halfway mark in about 4:32, which is on for 9:04. But obviously there's going to be a massive kick down at the end. So right here, the front pack starts to split a bit, and I'm obviously getting a bit tired. I think I had a rough patch this lap, as if I can remember. See, unlike most races, I can remember most of the laps from this race and like most of the moments that happened. So that's interesting, especially because this is one of my best races I've ever had. So anyway, that's a nice shot of me running through there. But yeah, I actually closed the gap again. The guys at the front were slowing quite a bit. We were no longer going 3-minute pace. We're probably going like 3:05s. So Freddie Leeton comes up here on the shoulder. He, with a little bit of a head tilt, he pushes and he goes past Andy Laycock, the leader for the whole race, and puts in a massive surge. I've dropped the people behind me, and I'm the last person on that big pack. As we go through for 3 laps to go, Freddie Leeton, he opens up a gap on Andy Laycock, and at this moment I was thinking, crap, I really need to move up here. And I could see that gap coming in. I'm still quite far behind, probably like 3 or 4 seconds. So when I see those 4 people go, I was thinking to myself, I really need to go if I want to have a chance in this race, as I thought I still did. If I was still there, like, you never know what's going to happen in the last 400. So yeah, right up here, I overtake Carl from AH Elite as we're going down this back straight. I'm all by myself, but I can see my Queensland teammate Cooper Bell in front of me, and he's my next target. So we went through 2K in 6:02, so the pace did decrease. We ran a 3:03 second K, so we needed 258 to go sub 9. So I know a lot of these boys wanted to go sub 9, so that's a big goal. Right here, there's a pack of 5 that broke away, but you might see me in the edge of the screen. I might just coming up. Jai Hadfield, he came 3rd at National Cross Country. He puts in a big move to get back with that pack with 2 laps to go, and I'm just behind him, and I'm moving up with him as well. So we still got the 5 at the front, but now this pack, the backpack which I'm in, I'm starting to reel them in a bit. So the surge from Freddie Leeton definitely put a big gap on us, but he started slowing and tiring. So the pack behind us, behind him, started gaining on him. So at this moment, I'm thinking I need to go with Jai, and I can see Thomas Prohl. He's also a great runner, runs sub 9 now. I saw him tiring a bit, so I'm like, I need to go around him. And I didn't actually think about what position I was in right now. I didn't know I was going to be top 10 in the country or anything. So when we're coming up on 1 lap to go and I'm moving up, I'm thinking I can still win this. I can still surprise everyone. So I'm leading of that second pack now, and they are not going faster at the front. Freddie Leeton stumbling a bit. He's definitely really tired. His head is wobbling. Emil Zatopek. But as you can see, I put in a huge surge here. I dropped the pack behind me, and I'm now in frame with 1 lap to go. And at this time, the commentators finally acknowledged my name, and they said I was going to come up behind them and I could possibly win this thing. So yeah, as you can see, the gap is closing. I'm very much in this now. And as we come around this bend, the pace starts to pick up a little bit. So one of the favourites, Flim Pump, is boxed here. And he can't get out to increase the pace, which is not good. But then he does something very slippery and it's very cool. But they do slow it here, and I'm right on the back. Freddie Leaton's dying. But then Flim Pumper just goes, and I cannot reply to that. And then Ethan Grills and Flim Pumper just going at it. Jai Hadfield in front of me. I've definitely got 5th covered now, as Freddie Leaton is dropping off a bit. As we come into the final straight, I'm looking like I'm going to get 5th unless I can outkick Jai Hadfield. But Ethan Grills and Brock look like they've got 1st and 2nd, and Pumper just comes around, drops an insane last 100 metres to win the race. And you'll see he goes sub 9 just in 8:58. And I come through here in 9:03. So I just turned around and I had my friend and my parents in the crowd, and I had my hands on my head. I didn't know what just had happened. I'd broken a PB by 22 seconds, and I was just ecstatic. Like, I was so happy. And yeah, so that was awesome. That was one of my favorite races of all time. I remember just feeling so good throughout, and yeah. So that race kind of changed everything for me. I was no longer just some random runner. I was now one of the national big dogs. I was one of the national and state level contenders at every competition. Obviously, it is well known that I train quite a bit and I'm pretty high mileage. But after this race, I kind of started training a lot harder when I really shouldn't have. I started doing my easy runs faster, started going harder in my sessions when I really didn't have to, and that kind of led to some good results in cross-country season. But I was kind of burnt out by the end of it, and I got iron deficient, and I've only just been rebuilding now. So that's just a warning. So if you race really well, just continue what you're doing. There's no point changing anything. But anyway, that was one of my best races, and thinking about it now, it's weird how I can remember every single moment of it. National cross country is definitely a blur for me, but I can remember every moment at 3,000 meters. And yeah, I'm definitely going to look back on that in the future and be like, that's the moment where I decided I want to be full on this. So yeah, with that, guys, let's see Fog Dog doing the outro.
It's the Fog Dog. Oh. Hang on, there's another Fog Dog.
There is indeed. Hello everyone, Fog Dog here. Thank you so much for watching another one of Matt Hanso's videos. Stay tuned for more running content, subscribe for more, and we will see you in the next one.
Soon touch back in the ends, 110 on the M, trying to take a chase. Big fat stack in my bag when I unzip that finna make it rain.
Call when we run down this rain. Right wrist and left wrist, that's rain. She said, what on? What's going on? Why am I wet? Gal, that's rain. Call when we run down this rain. Right wrist and left wrist, that's rain. She said, what on? What's going on? Why am I wet? Gal, that's rain.